It's about 6 o'clock in the morning and feel pretty good, feel pretty light. Yesterday, all I had was my cereal like I normally do in the morning, my fruit. I had my fruit juice, and then post-workout, as you saw, I just had my fruit with my whipped cream. And then for dinner, I just had a very light protein. It was my 1 cup of egg whites and 4 servings of scallops. But then I went out and got gas and actually got a Slurpee. So I added that in there as well. Pretty low on calorie yesterday. Really curious to see what I weigh today. And so let's go and jump on the scale and see if I made some progress. There we go. Looks like I almost dropped a pound overnight. I was 189.7 this morning, 188.8. So we're moving in the right direction. All right, 188.8. So I almost lost a pound. It was like 0.9, so pretty close to a pound. Today's going to be totally different. Not going to have any protein because I have no workouts today. So we're just going to do fruit and juice, and we're going to try to push that scale and try to lose at least another 2 pounds without the starch. So I'm not going to do any cereal and no protein. All right, so I've completed 3 days of the fruit fast. Today is day number 4. And we're just gonna do nothing but fruit and juice. Not gonna do any cereal, not gonna do any whipped cream on my fruit. I'll use some table sugar and we'll see how that goes. I guess since I started this, I'm almost down about 4 pounds. I started on Monday at 192.3 and this morning 188.8, so about 3.5 pounds or so. So almost a pound a day, and it's going very, very well. And I gotta tell you, I love the comments. Keep the comments coming. And I want to address some of those comments in this video that just really stood out to me. I love the support, whether the comments are good or bad. I love the support. And look, this was a big transition for me. I've always been a keto carnivore guy, and transitioning to all fruit, I mean, that's a pretty big change from what I'm used to doing for, man, almost 10 years. So one of the comments that I noticed was, I saw someone say like, hey, if you could do a 5-day water fast, you should have no problem doing a 5-day all juice and fruit fast. Doing a 5-day fruit and juice fast, oh my gosh, it would be 10 times easier. My gym workouts wouldn't suffer and I would still lose weight. So I might attempt that in June, but I might not because I'm 188.8, so I've got about 9 pounds to go until I hit my goal of 180. I think I'll get there before June 1st, all right? So thank you for that comment. That gave me a great idea that if I ever want to do another, prolonged fast, I'll just do a juice fast. That'll make it 10 times easier. My workouts won't suffer. The other comment I saw that really stuck out to me was this, I think it was a woman, I can't remember, but they were a vegan for 20 years and they transitioned to carnivore for 5 years and now they're doing keto. And I was like, wow, you don't hear that too often. Now, apparently they had some type of health issues or they weren't feeling good, so they had to make this transition. And one thing kind of dawned on me. They said they're doing more of a medical type keto. And it got me thinking, I think the reason why people are stalling on keto, or maybe it didn't work for them, is that they're not really truly doing a keto diet. I think what they're doing is more of a hybrid. So a hybrid would be like they're eating a little bit too much meat. I can see that happening. I know I did that as well, where I was kind of eating a little bit too much meat. So that caused me to get kicked out of ketosis sometimes. Too much meat can make you get kicked out of ketosis because that protein is going to digest and turn into glucose. So sometimes that can actually kick you out of ketosis. A true ketogenic diet is like 75, even 85% of your calories are coming from actual fat. I think too many people are eating too much protein on keto. Real true keto is a lot more fat, and like 10 to 15%, maybe 20% of your calories come from protein, and then 5% come from carbohydrates, which is the vegetables. So I think that's where people are making the mistake and why they're stalling on keto. I've been on a lot of keto carnivore pages, and I gotta tell you, it's ridiculous. In fact, this brings up another good point.
you see all these keto and carnivore pages where they're making all these like keto desserts, carnivore desserts. What does that tell you? They're missing the sugar. They miss eating sugar, so they have to get creative and create all these carnivore desserts and keto desserts. And I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous. When I think of carnivore, I think of meat, eggs, stuff like that. I don't think of like keto desserts and all this, keto muffins and keto mousse and keto fat bombs. I think of actual meat, fat, all right? So that kind of tells me that a lot of these people are missing out. They're not missing out, but they're missing the fact that they can't have sugar, all right? So that was one thing that stood out to me. Let's see what else. Another one that stood out, I get this every once in a while, is that people will accuse me of taking steroids. I guess the comment that they said was, it says something to the effect of, is everybody on YouTube taking steroids? And I'm gonna tell you something. That person's actually right. There are a lot of people that are taking some type of PEDs, or they're on TRT. That's very popular, especially for men my age. I'm 49, I'll be 50 next year. I gotta tell you, I don't feel like I'm gonna be 50. I still feel like I'm in my 30s. I'm just being honest with you. But anyway, I've never touched the stuff. I've always been training since I was 24. You gotta remember, actually I was 25, but I've been training for 24 years. When you've been training for 24 years and you've kept your diet relatively clean, I mean, yes, I haven't been perfect. I'm not gonna sit here and say I did everything perfectly fine. In fact, the times that I would cheat on my diet, like keto and carnivore, guess what I was cheating on? Sugar. So all the more reason to do this sugar diet. I was actually missing the sugar too, and I actually got creative with doing the keto mousse and keto desserts. I'm just as guilty as everybody else. So where was I going with that? When it comes to training for 24 years and you've relatively kept your diet clean, you can build a lot of muscle in 24 years. I mean, think about it. If you've been training for 24 years consistently, and your diet is 80% right or on point during those 24 years, your body can dramatically change. I think too many people are looking for the quick way to get in good shape. And I get it. Look, if you're a guy and you're older and you're tired, your libido's low, you've got brain fog, your T levels are probably low. I have never experienced any of those things. My libido's fine. I'm not taking naps in the afternoon. I feel very clear, very focused, no brain fog. So for me, that's not an issue. And yeah, I get it. Some people have to do it. I'm just one of those guys that haven't, and I think it's because of my training. Training will definitely elevate testosterone. Getting my walks in. There's just so many things that I've done in 24 years that negated that. Does that make sense? So, but hey, if you're someone who has dealt with that, and you need a little help, I get it. Some people, but a lot of these guys are like in their 30s doing TRT, which is just crazy. So, just to answer and clarify, no, I have never done any type of PEDs, no TRT, no steroids, none of that. Let's see, what else did I see on there? I think that was about it. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna finish my walk, and then you'll get to see my first meal. I'm gonna do a fruit and juice fast all day today, and we'll see what I weigh tomorrow. So we're gonna keep going and see what kind of results I can get. I gotta tell you, I am actually starving. So it is about 9:30. I'm used to eating at around 8:30, and my body can definitely tell a difference. So I'm gonna go ahead and have my 2 cups of mixed berries. I'm gonna put my 2 tablespoons of sugar on that. And then I'm gonna finish this cranberry juice, but somebody mentioned in the comments, which I'm gonna take their advice, is I'm gonna get the pomegranate juice, which is actually way better. It's a little bit more expensive. It's in the refrigerated section. This is the stuff you find on the shelf. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a try, a little bit more healthier. It's still got all the sugars in it, but it's a little bit more healthier, so I'm gonna do that. And that's gonna be it. I'm not gonna do the cereal, like I said. I'm not gonna put whipped cream on it. This is gonna be a strict fruit and fruit juice fast all day today, and I'm probably since I'm not going to be in the gym, I always on Thursdays, I like to do a little bit of yard work. And I'm telling you, living here in Florida when it's like 90 degrees with the humidity, you will definitely drop a couple pounds. So I'll probably do a little bit of yard work. But before we do that, I definitely got to get this meal in because I am feeling hungry. And it's probably because my last meal yesterday was very lean. It was just a cup of egg whites, and then I had 4 servings of scallops. So very, very lean, very low in calorie, and I can definitely tell that my metabolism is revving up, because when your metabolism revs up, you will notice. You will get hungry, and yeah, you'll definitely notice. I've noticed it this morning. So, and I think I mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I did have a Slurpee afterwards. I had to go get gas, and I thought, hey, why not have a Slurpee with sugar in it too? I still dropped weight, and I'm still revving my metabolism. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, and this will be meal number 1. Stay tuned for meal number 2 and meal number 3 coming up later. I tell you, I can definitely tell my metabolism is revving because after eating that breakfast, still hungry. So it's lunchtime, 12:18. So I'm gonna head to the store. I had an idea. I think I gotta get more creative with just eating fruit. I'm gonna go to the store and get low-fat yogurt. And I'll probably use a little bit of the skim milk that I was using for my cereal because I want to go ahead and make a smoothie out of the fruit that I have. And I honestly don't know how people can pound 3,000 calories worth of fruit and fruit juice. 3,000 calories? I mean, I think my breakfast was like 350. So I guess people must be just eating fruit all day long to hit that 3,000 calories. But I can definitely tell that my metabolism is revving, and man, I am just really, really hungry. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this smoothie, and we'll go from there. So I just realized that yogurt, you're not supposed to have yogurt when you're doing a full fruit and fruit juice fast, but oh well, I went ahead, it's no big deal. You gotta have fat-free yogurt when you're doing a smoothie. So this one wasn't bad. This one was there's 0 fat in this. So this was buy one, get one free where I live in Florida. Got it at Publix. 120 calories, 15 grams of protein. I know you're not supposed to have protein, but it's got 0 fat. You kind of need it for a creamy smoothie. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in there anyway. I got a mixed berry one, which is perfect for my 2 cups of mixed berries. I went ahead and bought more blueberries. I love blueberries. And then I found some juice. This is really good orange juice. Pretty expensive. Uncle Matt's organic orange juice. This is good. It's almost 10 bucks for this. And then in the deli department at Publix, they had this new flavor, passion fruit basil flavor. All right, this one has 110 calories for 8 ounces and 25 grams of sugar. And what else did I get? Oh, I found something pretty cool. I know it's supposed to be all fruit fast, but I found this Talenti, okay, like a sorbet, 0 fat, and has a lot of sugar. It's 160 calories. I'm sure it's not 160 calories that's for 2/3 of a cup. So looks like there's 3 servings in this? Yeah, 3 servings, but it has a lot of sugar and 0 fat. So I figure, why not try it? So I got a mango one, and then I got, let's see, this one is a zesty lemon. So this looks good, really good too. This one's 140 calories, and it's 3 servings. So really not a lot of calories in this. It's maybe 400 calories for this whole thing. But again, 0 fat, and it has 0 protein, 34 grams of sugar. Okay, so it's kind of like fruit. It's lemon, right? And it's mango. So I think these will be okay on my fruit fast today. Look, I got to get the calories in. There's no way I'm going to get 3,000 calories. And I still know I won't get that much just eating fruit and fruit juice. It's just not going to happen. But we're going to go ahead. I'm going to make that smoothie, and then we'll be done. And we're going to go ahead and have this for meal number 2. I got to tell you, this smoothie turned out pretty good. So what I did is I put just a half a cup of the skim milk. I did one of those yogurts that you just saw. And then I added just a little bit of this this new fruit juice that I saw, passion fruit with basil. Really, really good. And then I added 2 teaspoons of sugar. All right, so this, oh yeah, this looks like it's gonna be absolutely amazing. I gotta give this a try and make sure it's, I mean, I just like the way the color looks on that. Wow. Wow. This is going to be my wife's looking at me. This is going to be my new favorite. Just adding in the passion fruit with the yogurt in there makes a world of difference. And it's got just enough sweetness with that two teaspoons of sugar. Absolutely amazing. Hey, it's like Mary Poppins said, two teaspoons of sugar makes the medicine go down, right? She's laughing over there. All right, I'm going to enjoy this, and I'll see you in the next few meals, how many I'm going to do. I'm learning just like you. I know yogurt wasn't a part of it because it's got the protein in there. The skim milk is supposed to be a whole fruit fast, but you got to put a little yogurt and milk in there just to make it really nice and creamy. Guess what my next meal is? Take a guess. More fruit. More freaking fruit. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and put some table sugar on there. I did have some of these. These are only 100 calories if you have 16 of them. Maybe I'll have some more of that. I'm still behind on calories. I think I'll get close to 2,000. I'm not sure. And then I'm also going to eat this, I think I said the name wrong. It's Talenti dairy-free sorbetto. All right, zesty lemon. This whole thing is only 420 calories, but there's like a ton of sugar in it, and it's lemon, right? It's fruit, so no fat. So I'm probably gonna eat that. And a little later, I might just have to eat something else because I'm getting behind on the calories. And what I can tell you, it's hard getting a lot of calories on the fruit and sugar fasting diet because when you do keto or carnivore, for every gram of fat is 9 calories. Well, when you're eating sugar and carbs, it's only 4 calories per gram. So it's a lot easier to get to the calories doing a keto diet with carnivore, but with the fruit fast or sugar diet fast, whatever they're calling it. The sugar diet, just keep it simple. Sugar diet. It's a lot harder to get those calories, but I can tell you, I have been hungry all day and I have been just eating a lot of fruit. The smoothie that you saw, I went out and did some yard work, so I burned more calories on that. So I'm just gonna keep eating even probably after this video. I mean, I don't know how much I can show you just eating a ton of fruit. But that's gonna be it. I'm really curious to see what I weigh tomorrow because I didn't have any protein and I had no cereal. So that'll be really interesting, but I didn't work out either. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what I weigh on the scale tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and always hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes. And before I go, let me know in the comments, would you like me to do a YouTube live answering your questions about this diet or any other diet? Let me know in the comments. I did do a post and I've never actually done a YouTube live. So let me know if you want me to do a live. I would love to go on there, meet you guys and answer any questions that you have. All right, that's it. I'm gonna start pounding the fruit. I'll see you tomorrow.